Okay, so in the previous lesson, we learned about text view. Now let's look into image view. So let's delete this and create image. As you can see, we get this option. Select this image, and now for our image, we have to give some string which will refer to our image which we want to show over here. So where do we keep images which can be used in our iOS application is in this assets. So if you go to assets, you can see we have this accent color and app icon. Both of these are empty. We will add a new image over here. So before this video, you should have downloaded some resources. So if you go to those resources, you should have this image, game logo. So there are three images. One is a simple game logo, and then we have 2x and 3x image. We have these because of the different resolution size of our iOS devices. So for smaller devices, it will run this image, and for medium sized devices, it will run the 2x image, and then for bigger devices like for iPad and all, it will run the 3x image. So all you have to do is select all and then drag it into this area. And once you drag it, Xcode would be intelligent enough to understand that all these three images belong to one single image. And you can enter over here and change the name of your image as well. As of now, I don't want to change it. This image name looks fine to me. So I'll just copy the image name, Command C, and then click enter again. And then let's go back to our content view. Instead of the string over here, in the double quotes, I'll just pass my image. And then you can see your image appearing in your preview section. You can also resize this image using this resizable modifier, and then it takes up all the space, but the aspect ratio is not maintained, so you can set the aspect ratio as well over here. With aspect ratio, you get an option to set the aspect ratio size, or you can set the content mode as well. So I don't need to set the aspect ratio size. I can delete that, and I can simply set content mode to either fill or fit. I want to keep it as fit, so let's see how it looks, and this looks fine to me. So we have our image appearing on our preview. Let's say along with image, I want one more view to appear on my screen. Let's say I want text view as well. So maybe I can just write text over here, the text view we understood in the previous section, and I can write hello world. Let's see if Xcode allows that. So Xcode is not giving any error, but it's not showing our hello as well in the view because you cannot have multiple views without any container. You need to create these views inside a container. So the main container views which we have, which we can use in such scenarios are VStack, HStack, and ZStack. So let's say if I want my image and text to appear in vertical order, I will use VStack. So simply I'll say V stack, and you will see I'm getting these options. So I can just select this one and put my curly braces and just copy this code and put it inside the VStack. And there we go. We have our hello appearing over here. So this is a VStack. That's why you can see both the views inside the VStack appearing in the vertical order. You can add up to 10 views inside a VStack. If you want these two to appear in horizontal order, so instead of VStack, you can say HStack. So all you have to do is remove this V and replace it with H. And you can see over here the hello is now appearing next to the image instead of appearing at the bottom as it was in the VStack. Now it is appearing in the horizontal order. And the last one which we have is ZStack. With ZStack, the views appear on top of each other. So if I say Z over here, you'll see hello appearing on top of this image. This is not very clearly visible, but still you can see it. Now let's say you want to add one more text inside your ZStack. Let's say you add word, and what happens right now is hello and word is appearing on top of each other, but we want it to appear next to each other. So what we can do over here is we can nest it inside the ZStack. So we can do nesting of these containers as well. So inside the ZStack, I can create a HStack, and inside the HStack, I'll keep both the text. And now if you see, hello and word is appearing next to each other instead of appearing on top of each other. Inside the HStack, again, I can nest it based on the complexity of your UI. You can keep on nesting these containers. Now let's change it back to VStack. We don't want our UI to appear on top of each other because we couldn't see it anymore. And now I can see my hello world clearly, and I can see I have made a spelling mistake. Let's correct it. Now let's say we want spacing between my image and my hello world. So in the VStack, we have two views, image and HStack, and between these views, I want spacing. So to do so, in the VStack, we have an option called spacing. I can use that and give spacing of, let's say, 100. And then you can see that it is giving me some spacing. We can keep on changing it if you want to see it like at the bottommost and you want to see the image at the topmost. But giving numbers like this can be buggy because each of the iOS devices can have different sizes. So instead of giving spacing like this is one way to do it. But instead of doing it like this, we can also use one more view which SwiftUI provides, is spacer. So I can use spacer, just place it between the image and HStack, and this spacer element will take all the space between the hello world and our image. The spacer element, you can use it anywhere you want in your application. So let's say I want some space above my image as well. So I'll put it over here. And as soon as I put it, these two spacer elements will take equal space. So over here, I can see equal space, and then between hello world and image, I can see equal space. Now let's say I want some spacing below my HStack as well. So I'll put one more spacer. And now all these three spacers are taking up exactly the same space. You can use these spacer element in your HStack as well if you want to lay out your HStack with some equal spacing in the horizontal layout as well. So with the help of this HStack, VStack, ZStack, and these spacer elements, you can simply lay out any of the UI for your iOS application.